My name's Claire Jones, I'm a farm vet from North Wales, and I'm here today to talk to you about how you can incorporate orange and purple classes of drench into your strategic drenching protocols for young grazing lambs. So what's different about these classes of drench? Well, they haven't been around for as long as the white, clear and yellow doses, so there's a lot less resistance developed to them because they haven't been around and exposed to the worms as much, which means that they're very effective at clearing out worm burdens. So when are the two times of year where we might advise to use these classes of drench? Well, we would always advise it as a quarantine dose, so if you buy something onto holding or something comes back onto holding that's been away grazing elsewhere, you should always give them a quarantine dose using these classes of drench to clear them out. And the other time is as a break dose. And what do we mean about break dose in young grazing lambs? Well, this is a dose that's given to lambs in the second half of the grazing season, so usually mid to late grazing season. And what this helps to do is clear out all those resistant worms in the guts, so clear out all those worms that are resistant to white, clear and yellow doses, which helps give the lambs a really good boost on, helps them finish early and hopefully helps to reduce the reliance on anthelmintics later in the season. And the other thing it also does is it helps to manage the levels of resistance on the pasture to the other classes of drench, which hopefully allows you to preserve the use of those drenches long term on your farm. So what are the rules around using these drenches? Well, we do advise only using them at the two examples of when I've said, so as a quarantine dose or as a break dose, so we don't want to be misusing these doses and allowing resistance to build up. We also want to make sure that whenever we do dose with these doses, that we make sure there is a good burden of worms on the pasture and in the lambs that can be targeted. So you want to make sure that you speak to your vet about getting some fecal egg counting done to make sure that the burden is there to treat. And the other thing we also advise is leaving a proportion of the lambs, so the best top 10% untreated to avoid blanket treating. So speak to your vet and get a plan in place to how you can incorporate these doses into your strategic drenching protocol.